Oh, yeah, no, I just went to the dirt one first.
Ah.
Yeah, a bunch of coal. Oh, wait, how much do we need for the coal one? Let me check.
It's attainable. I did it when I streamed it. Make sure you start that one first.
Yeah, I'm going to base load. Coal. So we're like almost halfway there with the coal.
Nice.
Well, I'll just leave it in there, and then I got to go up to this guy. Oh, shit.
Woo, I almost ran off the cliff.
Oh.
We got 202 gold ore, 5 silicone ore, ruby ore, diamond ore, 202 gold ore. Let's see what the is for gold.
You know how about the interesting journey going to the courthouse the other day?
Huh?
I said, do you want to know the interesting story of going to the courthouse yesterday?
Mr. Too Good for jury duty wants to tell us about how he got out going to jury duty.
I don't want to hear it, man. You're getting out of jury duty.
It was actually canceled. No shit. Anyway, the case, the same day the case, there was a bigger case going on. This was day 4 for them to be down there. It was 1 eyewitness and 2 statements that they were still going on.
Dude, you're gonna leave the fuel truck running?
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I'm so used to this one getting out.
Bitch.
I'm so used to getting out of this one.
Like an
shutting off.
oxymoron right there.
I'm gonna keep the fuel heated.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Brandon.
It was very interesting because there was actually 4 of us who wasn't actually supposed to be there that day.
Why weren't you supposed to be at the courthouse?
Because it got canceled because of the bigger case that was happened.
Well, no, you're supposed to be there. You were supposed to be there.
No, you're supposed to call the night of, which didn't know that. Didn't ask.
This is right in the paperwork.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah,
and you can actually do it more than the day before. Like, read the dude. Come on, jury duty. Jesus.
Hey,
Dude, I waited. Like, was on my phone watching the clock until the earliest possible time to call in. I've never been called in.
But apparently the case that was going on is 4 days long so far. A couple of people that was there talking about how they were leaving the parking lot at dark. Like, yeah, that would be not fun to do that shit 5 days in a row.
Not do what 5 days in a row? What the hell are you
courthouse
talking
for 8:30 to 7 o'clock at night or whatever.
It's called a full-time job.
Literally, you only get paid like $9 to drive down there. And that's it.
Oh, as a juror?
Yes. 8:30 till 7:30.
Till whenever.
But
Yeah, man. Like, if I could volunteer my services, my problem is I don't live in Norfolk County, but like, if I could volunteer my services as a juror right now, like, they're picking juries for the second Karen Reed trial in like 2 weeks, or 3 weeks.
Golly.
And like, if I could volunteer for that shit, yeah.
What happened to the first one?
Mistrial. Dude, this shit up here is wild. All caps. Like, it's still getting like juicier and juicier by the day.
What actually happened? It's been so long, I can't remember.
He did.
don't know.
She's innocent. Those cops are wicked corrupt. Wicked
Now they're
corrupt.
coming. So they were saying that they couldn't present all of the footage from the Sallyport where Karen Reed's SUV got brought into. They only had like little clips because they were claiming that the footage recycled after 30 days or something like that. Or it's overwritten every 30 days. So they didn't have it. But magically, they're starting to produce more and more footage from the Sally port over the past like 6 months. And so now they've had like 3 motions to dismiss, and it's going up to the Supreme Court, or it has gone up to the Supreme Court, but every time they file a motion and it gets denied and they file an appeal, it goes up to the Supreme Court. So they're getting like...
Why does it keep getting denied? Lack of evidence, or...
Well, it keeps...
I haven't heard much of this case.
Getting denied because like this is a very unique
heard about a
situation in
leaky
which
balloon knot?
there's very little precedence because of like how freaking corrupt it is. Like there's no precedence, and by precedence it's like prior rulings on cases with like similar outcomes and stuff, so they can cite precedents in order to like give their claim in their motion to dismiss. But there's no really like legal precedence in place. So they're kind of just like, no one wants to at this point, because it's like national news. None of the judges, either like local or federal, want to set a precedent with this trial because of the implications of there being a huge potential like corruption issue going on. So the judges are staying out of making a ruling for all of this. And then the ARCA guys, the crash reconstruction specialists that were a part of the federal investigation on this case, had testified last time, and they were claiming that they weren't getting paid because they were part of the federal investigation, and they couldn't get paid. And the defense is like, yeah, we haven't paid them to be here. Said it on numerous occasions. Well, come to find out, after the trial was over, the ARCA guys sent the defense team an invoice charging them money, and the defense counsel, they paid it.
Is there any way to
So
smooth this out?
to move what out?
Smooth it out.
Oh, smooth it out?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting down in there because it's so bumpy.
Yeah. So like funds are kind of tight right now. So what I can do is I can ditch. Hang on. I can ditch my. Get out of this.
No, don't worry. I'll dig. I'll pickaxe it. I'll pickaxe
you're
it
right.
out.
No, we have to smooth it out. I agree with you. It's just when funds are tight, I just swap equipment. So like if I need a dump truck, I'll just like extra pieces of equipment. I just sell it because there's no depreciation. So you can just sell it for the exact same amount of money that you bought it for. So I can either give you a bulldozer or I can give you a roller.
Oh, whichever.
Or a grader. No, I can't give you a grader.
Oh, so it'd be more fun with a bulldozer.
Bulldozer.
A roller seems too easy.
Actually, I don't even know if I have a roller. Oh yeah, I do. I'll try a roller, and then if it doesn't work,
I thought rollers
I
were
can try.
supposed to be easy.
Because I'm having a hard time getting down in there and back out.
all right. Let's try this. Actually, you can buy shit, dude.
I don't know what does what. That's why I asked.
All right, I'll throw it in here. Coming over. Yeah.
Old I am. Old I am. Old I am. Let's try and spin my way out.
Oh, you're probably gonna. Yeah, a dozer could make this a lot messier, but I don't think you're gonna be able to get down there with a roller. I should have looked beforehand. My bad. Oh shit! Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that worked like a charm.
Yeah, go forward, go forward, go forward, forward. All right, turn off the vibrator. All right, then back up.
It's a big dip there.
I think if you turn on the so if you turn on the vibrator function, it raises the terrain up. Because now we gotta dig that out. Oh, you're caving in. You're caving in. Starting to crumble from up top. All right, so you see how when you had the vibrator on, this was sort of slope up?
Yeah.
So you probably just have to like feather it. I don't think it's going to flatten that out. I think you have to scoop it out.
Nice.
Oh, shh. I fell down. I'm going to try to meet this up with your section there. Hey, could you check the hopper down there to see how much coal we have? If you don't mind.
Roger that. On my way. Oh, look at that thing.
So-
It's just spinning. It's a lovely
getting a
sight.
notification thing saying base load. So I'm wondering if that means that we have it done.
8,450 something.
Ah, we're so close. We did 9,700. I wonder why it started popping up. Oh, I wonder if there's a time limit on it.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, 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 oh. Ah, Jesus. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Surprise, motherfucker. Do you think if we clear that piece out, it'll collapse?
Oh, this one? Oh.
Nah, probably not. Just kind of in that FAFO stage of my life.
Have you guys watched the movie Civil War?
Yeesh.
Is it the one with Matthew Broderick?
That was old, right?
Yeah.
This year.
There's a Civil War movie this year?
Yeah, in 20,
Yes!
2024.
Eat it, nerds. Oh, shit. Worth it. Worth it. No, I didn't even hear about that movie.
Me neither.
It was a PA thing.
The gist of it is basically kind of based on a true story of people invading the White House. But this is just the view of the press side.
That sounds like something I don't want to watch.
It's very interesting.
Oh, are you talking about like a modern day Civil War movie?
He's talking about the January 6th shit.
I thought he was talking about the Civil War.
I thought he
Modern
was talking
day, I
about
guess would
a movie. There's no such thing as a modern day Civil War. That is not
There's a movie where it's basically they talk about the hillbillies taking over the country.
Yeah, sounds political. Pass.
Yep.
It's an A24 production.
I don't know what that means.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and you tell me that it's not. Tell me it's not politically motivated at all. Please tell me that.
%. It's basically January 6th on a major scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and one half was calling it a civil war. So there you go. There's your answer.
The ending's kind of fucked up, but I guess what do you expect?
A24 doesn't miss that often. I'll give them that. Their movie about the Von Erichs is actually really good. Even if you're not a wrestling fan and you have no clue who the family is, it's still a pretty good movie.
I like the storyline of this, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, only if you didn't. I don't know. I can't speak much. I went on a mission this past week to find just like, I don't know, like I've just been on the hunt for like unbiased news.
Good luck.
Yeah. Like, I found a few resources because, like, my natural mind is like looking at certain things, and I'm like, there has to be more to this than like what's
the news
currently
only
going
tells you
on.
one side of the story.
Well, I don't even care if it tells both sides. It's just like I want to know. Like, very rarely do people just like make random decisions, like people of power. Like there has to be something behind it.
I mean,
so like what I learned in like finding these different news sources is that like Russia kind of has some ground to stand on in terms of their reasoning for doing the things that they've been doing over the past couple of years.
What have I been saying this whole time?
I know.
We poked the bear got angry.
No, it has to do with the UN and the Berlin Wall and all that stuff back in the early 90s.
Yeah, we promised we wouldn't move NATO any further east, and then we just
Any
been
closer to
further
them.
moving east till we're right on their
when
border.
they created the new sovereign nations, like out of the USSR, that were supposed to be independent countries, the deal was if for whatever reason those countries like defaulted, like their leadership crumbled or whatever, it would default back to Russia. And essentially that's what happened in Crimea. So Russia wanted to go take it back, and the West was like, nah, fam.
Essentially the same thing that happened in Ukraine.
And that's
Their
what
government
started.
got overthrown.
That's what happened with in 2014, and that's what has. So I was like reading that side of things, and I was like, if that happened while our current president were in power and he was like over in Russia, like shit would have been a lot more aggressive. I kind of think that Putin kind of like showed some restraint over the past 10 years. A little bit. But again, like, it gets, like, here, it's just, you hear, like, Russia invaded Ukraine. That's all you hear.
Yeah, because that's all you. That's all they want you to hear.
Because that's the narrative they want to push. Russia bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, because our
In some
biggest,
cases they
our
are,
biggest,
but
our
they-
largest economy is defense, weapons defense, like military defense. That's our number one export. So there always has to be a bad guy. Always has to be an enemy. So when I hear from the other side of things, and then it gets even more complicated because the U.S. Made a deal with Ukraine that if they gave up their nuclear arms, like all their nuclear program, that we'd protect them.
Since we're talking about
You're rocking a hard place.
have you watched any of the conversation that they had?
I watched the whole thing.
Oh my god, yeah, I did. And so that's why that's actually the conversation that was had in the Oval Office. That's what sparked me to be like, okay, like that can't be as surface level as it appeared, and that event is what triggered me to go find out and like do more research just to like, why did that go down the way it did? Like, is Trump like that big of a D-bag?
You explained it to me like I'm 5.
He actually showed a lot of restraint, and then it was Zelensky just acting like, look at his just.
He was
if
acting
you
a fool, or he's just like, oh yeah, I'll put on your costume, and it's like, bro,
if you just
don't
don't
say
listen
that.
to anything he says and just mute it and look at his body language compared to the other two, it's like you could tell who was acting up first. And from what JD Vance says, he looked at Trump twice and is like, maybe we should, take this out of the public eye. And Trump told him, no, I want this. I want them to see this. And then as soon as he threatened us with, oh, you don't feel it now, but you will feel influence in the future, Trump lost his shit.
Mm-hmm. I know, and that's why, like, without context, without like actual context, that conversation looks like Trump was being a dick.
Yeah, because what was plastered
know
all
the
over the TV.
You know the history of everything leading up to it, and then once I got the context, I was just like,
but if
you know what?
If you just
kinda
go,
makes sense. Kinda makes sense.
What everybody was reposting is the moment where Trump lost his shit. They didn't show you everything that happened before that, where it was he was egging him on, and he even did you see the clip where he even in whatever Ukrainian language is called Vance a bitch? Like, there is a clip. If you listen to it, they isolated his
I don't think that's true.
No,
That's not true.
It's 100%. If you listen to it, he calls him a bitch in whatever the Ukrainian language is.
No,
I was just
that's
like,
not true. They have translators and stuff. You would never do that. That's not true.
And he was speaking to him in English, and then he kind of turns his head, and you can hear him mumble.
Oh, I know.
And they translate it, and it's bitch.
They have translators there. Like, specifically for that reason, they have translators there. If that actually happened, it would have been a much bigger deal, and everyone would have known. You don't think that there's someone in that room?
You mean like the Ukrainian ambassador that just had her hand in her head in her hand the whole time? It's just like,
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, the U.S. has someone there that will pick up anything that isn't English. That's their job. So if that actually happened, it would have been a much bigger deal because there would have been that to back it up. I feel like we gotta maybe either like start digging at this top level stuff or You start building some reinforcement.
I've been chipping away at this section here as much as I could.
Yeah. Might have to get it from up top. Get an excavator.
I also been trying to get. I'm not running that son of a bitch. You can go for it, bud.
Like a